It burned the moment he touched me. Not pain, not pleasure, recognition. I told myself to pull away. My body stayed. Heat spread under my skin, slow and intimate, like something inside me had been waiting, patient. Hungry. He said it wasn't real, that whatever bound us was already gone, but my breath shook like my body knew the lie before my heart was ready to face it. And if this was waking now, then it was never as buried as he wanted me to believe. The whisper brushed my ear, soft enough to doubt, clear enough to freeze me where I stood. This is Bound to Blood and Moonlight, a good werewolf romance. As always, I read for you, and you enjoy the plot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Let us read. Chapter 19, The Prophecy Breathes. Leora froze in the corridor as a whisper brushed her ear, so faint it could have been imagined, yet clear enough to make her blood run cold. Unease tightened in her chest, coiling into something heavier, darker. She wanted answers. She needed them. But beneath that hunger lay a quiet fear of what those answers might demand. The whisper spoke her name, layered, stretched, as if two voices echoed across overlapping realities. Ahead, a sigil carved into the stone floor pulsed with a thin white glow. Cold air curled around her ankles, sharp, sudden, cutting through the corridor's stale breath. Before she could move closer, Damien caught her wrist. Heat surged through her at the contact. A jolt so intimate it stole her breath. His eyes widened with something close to panic, and he released her as if burned. "Not here," he whispered, strained, urgent. "Not when it's waking." The sigil flared again, responding unmistakably to her presence. His breath grazed her cheek, warm, unsteady, a fragile anchor in the echoing cold. Her fingers closed around the pendant at her throat. It pulsed with heat. Then it glowed. A symbol surfaced in the light, one she had never seen before. Fear iced her spine. Stone groaned as the chamber behind them sealed shut. The vibration rattled through her bones. Damien stared at the glowing mark on her chest, horror carving his features. "Leora," he said softly. Dread threaded through the word. That mark shouldn't exist anymore. The pendant throbbed against her sternum. Stubborn. Insistent. Whispers rose around them, swirling like unseen wind, swallowing the sound of grinding stone. Panic fractured her thoughts. She couldn't process the glow beneath her feet, the heat at her throat, the sudden rush of cold. The voices swelled and fell together, chanting a single word. Remember. The sigils beneath her feet shimmered, radiating heat like cooling lava. Dust lifted into the air, caught in invisible currents of magic. Damien seized her shoulders, trying to steady her amid the chaos. His hands trembled violently. "It's the bond," he rasped. "The chamber reacts to it, to us. It's forcing the memory." Pain flared beneath her ribs. Sharp. Burning. Her scar ignited, white-hot, snapping her fully into terrified awareness. "This isn't supposed to happen yet," Damien said. His voice cracked. The floor groaned as the sigils peeled upward, light tearing free of stone. Heat thundered through her body, echoing the glow at her feet. Then, the chamber vanished. Blinding white swallowed everything. Sound, ground, sense. Leora felt torn loose from herself, spun into weightless disorientation. She could no longer trust her body or her instincts. The light overwhelmed them all. Through the glare, a vision formed. A small child ran through a dark forest, shadows clawing at her heels. A scream sliced through Leora's mind, brittle, sharp, like glass shattering. Leaves rustled against her skin, and though she stood nowhere near a forest. Damien staggered beside her, gripping her hand as the white bled into darkness. The bond dragged him into the vision with her, relentless, unforgiving. "I've seen this forest before," he muttered distantly. His grip tightened. Desperate, the child turned. Recognition struck Leora like a blade. A symbol was carved into a nearby tree, the same swirling knot etched into her pendant. The light at her throat flared brighter, illuminating the dark bark. Wind whipped through her hair, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. The child called a name. It pulled at something buried deep inside her, something sealed away. Damien pulled her against his chest, his strength bracing her against the panic threatening to tear her apart. His heartbeat thundered beneath her cheek, frantic but grounding. "I know that forest," she whispered into his shirt. Their foreheads touched. Breath met breath in the suffocating stillness. Desire surged between them, sudden, fierce, undeniable. Damien held her, but terror flickered openly across his face. His lips brushed hers, not a kiss, but something rawer, unrestrained, before he tore himself away as if scorched. He slammed his fist into the stone wall. The sound echoed hollowly through the chamber as dust rained down. Anguish twisted his features, his breaths ragged, broken. The vision had drained him. The bond demanded more than he could give. When Leora's fingers brushed his arm, he flinched as if struck. She stepped in front of him, blocking his retreat. His pain sharpened her resolve. "Why?" she demanded. "Why does my scar react to you, to the symbols, to this prophecy?" Their breathing echoed loudly in the chamber. Damien squeezed his eyes shut. His jaw trembled. "I can't," he whispered. "I don't want to hurt you." The sigils behind them dimmed, sinking back into the floor as if retreating from the fragile tension between them. Leora's voice followed, small and wounded. "Then why does it feel like you already have?"